The great throne hall of the Zarelian Empire was silent. It was a place where silence meant fear. The hall was enormous, built from dark crystal and glowing metal. Tall alien leaders stood in long rows. Some were covered in scales. Some had glowing eyes. Others moved like shadows. They were rulers, warlords, and commanders of powerful species. Every one of them had destroyed worlds, and yet they waited. At the far end of the hall stood the throne. Empty. The alien queen had not arrived yet. Suddenly, the massive doors opened with a deep sound that echoed through the hall. Everyone turned. Alien guards stepped inside. Between them walked a single figure, a human. No armor, no weapon, no chains. Just simple clothes and calm steps. A wave of whispers spread across the hall. A human? Why is it alive? This must be a mistake. Humans are weak. The human walked forward slowly. His face showed no fear. His eyes moved across the hall, observing everything. He did not stare. He did not bow. That alone was dangerous. Humans were known in the galaxy. Small, fragile, short-lived. They were tolerated, not respected. No human had ever been invited to the Queen's throne world. Until now. The guards stopped him in the center of the hall. The human stood still. Then the floor began to glow. Deep hum filled the air. The alien queen arrived. She rose from the light like a living force. Tall, graceful, terrifying. Her crown floated above her head, glowing with ancient power. Every alien in the hall bowed instantly. Every alien except the human. He did not kneel. Some aliens gasped. Others hissed in anger. Queen's eyes moved across the room. Then she looked at the human. The hall became even quieter. The Queen studied him, not like prey, not like an enemy, like a question. Finally she spoke. Her voice was calm, but it carried power that shook the walls. Bring him closer. The guards hesitated. No one moved closer to the throne unless ordered directly. The Queen repeated, louder this time, bring the human to me. The guards obeyed. The human walked forward alone now. Each step echoed. Alien leaders watched closely, waiting for him to fail, waiting for him to show fear. He did not. He stopped beside the throne. The Queen stood, towering over him. You are not afraid, she said. The human answered calmly, I am careful. That answer caused shock. Careful, not afraid. Interesting. The Queen turned to the assembled leaders. You wonder why a human stands here, she said. You wonder why he lives. Many aliens nodded. The Queen looked back at the human. Then she spoke words no one expected. Stand beside me, human. The hall exploded with noise, shouts, angry voices, fearful reactions. This is madness. A human does not belong there. He is beneath us. The human did not move. He looked at the Queen. Is this an order? He asked. The Queen smiled. Yes. The human stepped forward and stood beside her throne. In that moment, history changed. Some alien leaders clenched their claws. Others reached for hidden weapons. The guards tightened their grip on their rifles. The Queen raised one hand. Silence returned. This human was not chosen by strength, she said. He was not chosen by force. He was chosen because he listens, because he endures, because his kind survives when others fall. The human said nothing. The Queen leaned closer to him and spoke softly, but everyone heard. I need you beside me. The human finally understood. This was not an honor. It was a warning. Somewhere in the galaxy, something was coming, and the alien queen believed only a human could help her face it. The story was only beginning. The human stood beside the alien queen's throne. He could feel thousands of eyes on him. Some were full of anger. Some were afraid. Some were curious. The alien queen did not speak again. She sat on her throne, calm and powerful, as if nothing strange had happened. But the galaxy had already changed. The human knew this moment would follow him forever, Later that cycle, guards escorted him away from the throne hall, not to a prison, not to a cell. They took him to a quiet chamber high above the city. The room was simple, but safe. No chains, no guards inside, only silence. The human finally allowed himself to breathe. He was not a warrior. He was not a hero. He was an observer. Long before this day, humans had learned one important truth about the galaxy. Aliens were strong, but they were predictable. The human had come to the throne world as a minor diplomat. His job was simple: listen, record, and survive. Humans were rarely invited to speak. That was fine. Listening gave them knowledge, and knowledge kept humans alive. What the galaxy did not know was this. The alien queen had been watching him for a long time. She had seen him during council meetings. She noticed how he stayed silent while others argued, how he remembered small details, how he spoke carefully, never wasting words. Most aliens shouted to show power. The human whispered to show control. That difference mattered. The queen had studied many species. Strong ones rose fast. Then they fell. Pride destroyed them. Fear blinded them. Humans were different. They bent instead of breaking. The next cycle, the human was summoned again. This time there was no audience. He entered a smaller chamber, filled with soft light. The queen waited alone. You wonder why? You are here, she said. Yes, the human replied honestly. You believe you were chosen by chance. I believe nothing happens by accident, he said. The queen smiled again. You are correct. She walked slowly around him. Your kind is fragile, she said. You live short lives. You lack natural weapons. The human nodded. And yet, she continued, your species survives where stronger ones fail. The human finally spoke with emotion. We learn. The queen stopped. That is why I chose you, she said. The galaxy is entering a dangerous phase. She showed him a hologram. Systems burned. Fleets moved. Borders collapsed. War is coming, she said. Not a simple war, a silent one. The human understood. Internal collapse. Rebellion. Betrayal. Double quotes. Your empire is already breaking, he said. The queen did not deny it. My own people plot against me, she said calmly. They see me as weak for choosing diplomacy over destruction. The human looked at her. You chose me because they underestimate humans. Yes, silence filled the room. That makes me a target, the human said. Yes, the queen replied again. Outside the chamber, alien nobles whispered. Some planned to remove the human. Others planned to use him. Assassins were already moving. The queen turned back to him. If you stand beside me, your world will be seen, she said. Feared. Hated. The human thought of Earth, of quiet cities, of fragile peace, of survival. Humans are used to being underestimated, he said. The queen laughed softly. Good, she said. You will need that. The lights dimmed. An alarm echoed faintly in the distance. Someone had triggered a security breach. The queen looked at the human, her expression serious. Your test begins sooner than expected, she said. The human straightened his posture. Then, we should not waste time, he answered. For the first time in centuries, the alien queen felt something new. Hope. And somewhere in the shadows of the throne world, enemies moved closer. The throne world looked calm from above. But inside, it was breaking. High towers of glass and metal touched the sky. Ships moved in perfect lines. Lights glowed softly across the planet. To the galaxy, the Zarelian Empire looked strong. Only the alien queen knew the truth. The human walked through a long hallway beside two elite guards. His steps were steady, but his mind was alert. Since standing beside the queen, everything had changed. Eyes followed him everywhere, some with hate, some with fear, some with plans. He was no longer invisible, and that made him dangerous. In a hidden chamber, far below the palace, Powerful alien leaders gathered in secret. Their forms were different, but their thoughts were the same. The human must be removed. He weakens her image, one said. He makes us look soft, another growled. If humans gain favor, we lose control. They agreed on one thing. The human would not leave the throne world alive. Back in the upper levels, the alien queen watched the city from her chamber. She sensed the change. Betrayal had a sound. A quiet one. They moved faster than expected. She said that the human stood nearby, listening. They always do, he replied. The queen turned toward him. You are calm, she said. Leave now. The human gave a small smile. Humans learned long ago that panic kills faster than weapons. That night cycle, the attack came. No alarms. No warning. The lights in the corridor suddenly went dark. The guards reacted instantly, raising their weapons. The human did not run. He moved behind cover, watching. A shadow dropped from the ceiling. Then another. Silent. Fast. Assassins. The guards fired, but the attackers moved like smoke. One guard fell. Then another. The human grabbed a small device from his pocket and threw it across the floor. Light exploded. The assassins screamed in confusion. Now, the human shouted. Security doors slammed shut. The remaining assassin vanished into a vent, injured but alive. The human's heart raced, but his face stayed calm. Moments later, royal forces flooded the corridor. The alien queen arrived shortly after. She looked at the fallen guards. Then at the human. You predicted this, she said. Yes, he answered. They would not risk open conflict, only silence. The queen's eyes hardened. They failed, she said. For now, the human replied. Word of the attack spread quickly. Through the palace, fear grew. Accusations followed. Trust shattered. Exactly what the enemies wanted. The queen called an emergency council. Alien leaders filled the chamber again. Tension was thick. This attack proves my point, one leader said. The human brings chaos. The human stood quietly as voices rose. Then the queen raised her hand. The attack proves something else, she said. Someone here fears him. Silence. She turned to the human. Speak. The human stepped forward. Your empire is strong, he said simply. But strength without trust breaks from inside. Some aliens laughed. You think you understand. US? One mocked. I understand fear, the human replied. And fear makes enemies hide. The queen watched the room carefully. You wanted proof, she said. You have it. The council ended with no peace. As the human left the chamber, he felt it again, the weight of being watched. Later, alone in his room, he reviewed data, patterns, movements, names. Someone powerful was leading the attacks, and they were close. The door behind him opened softly. The queen entered. They will try again, she said. Yes, the human answered. And next time, they will not fail. The queen studied him. Do you regret standing beside me? The human shook his head. No, he said. Humans survive by walking into danger before it reaches us. The queen turned toward the window, looking at the stars. Then prepare, she said. Because soon you will stand alone. The lights outside flickered. Far away. Ships moved into position, and the galaxy held its breath. The galaxy expected chaos. Instead, it got silence. After the failed assassination, many alien leaders believed the human would hide or beg for protection. That was how weaker species survived. The human did neither. He requested access to the empires. Public records. This confused everyone. Why give him data? Some leaders asked. He is not a strategist, others said. The alien queen allowed it. She wanted to see how humans fought. The human spent long cycles reading. Not just military plans. He studied trade routes, old treaties, cultural habits, and forgotten wars. He looked for patterns. Aliens loved power. Humans respected systems. Slowly, He began to see it. The empire was not one body. It was many broken pieces pretending to be whole. In private chambers, the human began meeting minor leaders, not the loud ones, the quiet ones, the ignored ones. He asked questions. He listened. That alone made them nervous. Humans had a strange habit. They listened until others revealed too much. Rumors spread. The human is planning something. He is manipulating us. He is dangerous. The alien queen watched from a distance. She noticed something important. Conflicts began to stop. Small trade disputes ended peacefully. Border tensions cooled. Not by force, but by understanding. The human had spoken to both sides. He had shown them the cost of war in simple numbers: lost trade, broken supply lines, starving worlds. Aliens understood loss. They began to hesitate. That hesitation was power. Not all welcomed it. A powerful warlord named Varkish called for action. Humans weaken us, he declared. They poison the queen's mind. Varkish commanded a massive fleet. His words carried weight. The human knew his name and his weakness. Varkish needed constant war to stay in power. The human invited him to speak privately. The warlord laughed. You dare summon me? Yes, the human replied calmly. Because you fear being ignored. That angered Varkish more than insults. In the meeting, the human spoke plainly. War keeps you strong, he said. Peace makes you irrelevant. Varkish reached for his weapon. The human did not move. Kill me. The human continued. And the queen will expose your secret supply routes. Your allies will turn on you. Varkish froze. The human had done his homework. For the first time, the warlord felt something new. Fear. Vark. As of, without a word. News spread fast. The human was not a fighter. He was worse. He understood them. Alien Queen finally summoned them again. You fight without blood, she said. Yes, the human answered. Blood creates enemies. Silence creates doubt. The queen nodded. But danger was not over. Hidden forces watched everything. That night, the human received a warning. A coded message from an unknown source. The outer fleets are moving. Not all are loyal. The human showed it to the queen. Her expression darkened. They plan to remove me, she said. Then they will fail, the human replied. How? She asked. The human looked at the stars. By making them afraid to act. The queen studied him carefully. Humans are truly strange, she said. The human allowed himself a small smile. We survived on a dangerous planet, he said. Fear kept us alive. Alarms suddenly echoed through the palace. A fleet had jumped into the system. Unannounced. The queen's guards rushed in. Multiple warships detected, they reported. Unknown allegiance. The human stood still. This is the moment, he said. The queen straightened. Then stand beside me, she ordered again. As the fleet appeared on the screens, the human knew one truth. The galaxy was about to learn how humans really fight. The fleet stopped at the edge of the system. That alone was strange. Alien warships were built for speed and shock. They attacked fast and without warning. This fleet did neither. Hundreds of massive ships hung in space, silent and waiting. Throne room screens filled with their images. The alien queen stood tall, calm on the outside. Inside, she felt the pressure. Many of these ships belonged to powerful houses. If they attacked together, even her empire would bleed. The human stood beside her. He studied the fleet. They are afraid, he said quietly. Afraid? The queen asked. They outnumber us. Yes, the human replied. Which means they expected us to fear them. We didn't. The queen understood. Fear was supposed to travel one way. The human requested a channel. Many advisors protested. They will insult you. They will demand surrender. The queen raised her hand. Let him speak. The human activated the signal. The leaders of the fleet appeared on the screen. Different species. Different faces. Same expression. Uncertainty. You stand against us, one leader said. No, the human answered. You stand against each other. The aliens reacted with anger. We are united. The human shook his head slowly. If you were united, he said, you would have attacked already. Silence followed. The human continued. You fear losing power. You fear the Queen's alliance with humans. But most of all, you fear being replaced. That struck deep. Some leaders looked away. The human leaned forward. Humans do not want your throne, he said. We want survival, stability, trade. That word caught attention. Trade meant wealth. War will break your supply lines, the human said. Peace will strengthen them. A leader laughed. You think we will listen to a weak species? The human smiled. Then why are you listening now? More silence. The Queen watched carefully. This was not battle. This was surgery, the human sent. Data to their screens. Charts, numbers, projections. If war begins, he said, your outer world starve first. Not the Queen's. That caused panic. The leaders whispered among themselves. You will lose allies, the human added. Not because of defeat, but because you will look reckless. The fleet commander finally spoke. What do you offer? The human looked at the Queen. She nodded once. Recognition, the human said. Shared influence, open trade, no blood. The galaxy had never heard such an offer. The fleet did not fire. One by one, ships powered down weapons. The crisis ended without a single shot. Across the Empire, worlds breathed again. The alien Queen turned to the human. You saved us, she said quietly. No, the human replied. I delayed the war. The Queen knew he was right. Peace never lasted. Later, alone in the throne chamber, the Queen spoke openly. They will not forgive this, she said. You made them hesitate. That is enough, the human said. For now. The Queen studied him deeply. Humans change the game, she said. Without force. Without fear. The human looked tired. We learned it the hard way. Suddenly, a new message arrived. Encrypted. Urgent. The human decoded it. His expression changed. What is it? The Queen asked. The rival empire, he said. They watched everything. The Queen's eyes narrowed. They will not wait. She said, no, the human replied. They will strike directly. The Queen stood tall once more. Then we prepare, she said. The human nodded. The galaxy paused today, he said. Tomorrow it may burn. Far beyond the throne world, engines ignited. A greater war was coming. The warning came too late. Long-range sensors screamed across the throne world. Red lights filled command rooms. The rival empire had not gathered fleets. They had sent something. Worse. Saboteurs. The human stood in the central command hall beside the alien Queen. He watched data. Streams flow across the air. Power stations failed one by one. Communication relays went dark. They planned this for a long time, he said. Calmly. The Queen clenched her hands. They want chaos before invasion. Yes, the human replied. If we fight each other, they win without firing a shot. Inside the Empire, panic spread. Old enemies blamed each other. Council members argued again. Some demanded the human be removed. He brought this. They shouted. The Queen silenced them. No, she said. This only proves why he is needed. But betrayal does not ask permission. One of the Queen's most trusted commanders shut down a defense grid without warning. Another delayed fleet. Orders. Confusion grew. The human noticed the pattern. They are testing you, he told the Queen, to see who stays loyal. Then I will fail many, she said softly. The human stepped forward. Let me take responsibility, he said. The room went silent. You will place your empire in human hands? One leader asked in disbelief. For one cycle, the human said. Long enough. The queen looked at him. This will make you a target, she said. He nodded. I already am. Against tradition. The queen agreed. The announcement shocked the empire. A human now controlled internal security coordination. Enemies smiled. They expected mistakes. Instead, the human removed emotion from the system. He cut power to unstable sectors, isolated false signals, forced traitors to act early. Betrayers hate waiting. They exposed themselves. One by one, loyal forces regained control. Saboteurs were captured. Systems came back online. The rival empire realized, too late, their silent attack failed. But they were not done. A massive fleet appeared at the border. This time, there was no pause. They come openly now, the queen said. Yes, the human replied, because they lost surprise. The queen turned to him. What do you suggest? The human took a breath. We do not meet them at the border, he said. We let them in, the room erupted. That is madness. They will destroy core worlds. The human raised his hand. They expect resistance, he said. If we move away, they overextend. Supply lines stretch. Their strength becomes weakness. The queen understood. A dangerous plan. Can we afford the risk? She asked. We cannot afford not to, the human replied. The queen made her choice. Fleets withdrew. Space was left open. The rival empire advanced. Confident. Then, the trap closed. Hidden allies blocked exits. Trade routes vanished. Systems went dark around them. The invading fleet slowed. Confusion spread among their commanders. The human watched calmly. Now, he said. The queen ordered the message sent. A single transmission to the rival emperor. You attacked an empire. The queen sighed. You underestimated a species. The human stepped into view. We are human, he said simply. And we do not fight the way you expect. The rival fleet retreated. The war ended before it began. The empire survived. But the cost was high. Later, the queen stood alone with the human. You risked everything, she said. So did you, he answered. She studied him carefully. You could have ruled, she said. I don't want thrones, the human replied. I want tomorrow. The queen smiled. The final chapter remained. The galaxy was watching, and humanity's place would soon be decided. The galaxy did not explode into war. That surprised everyone. After the rival fleet retreated, many expected revenge. Others waited for chaos. But something strange happened instead. The galaxy went quiet. Worlds stopped sending threats. Fleets slowed their patrols. Leaders began to watch instead of act. They were afraid to move first, because now they knew something new. Humans changed outcomes. The alien queen stood before the full council one final time. This time, the human stood openly beside her, not as a guest, not as a shield. As an equal. Many alien leaders struggled with that sight. Some hated it. Others respected it. All of them remembered what had happened. The queen raised her voice. Today, we do not speak of war, she said. We speak of survival. She gestured to the human. The species was ignored, laughed at, underestimated. The human remained silent. And yet, the queen continued. When our empire faced collapse, it was a human who held it together. Murmurs filled the hall. The queen allowed them. Humans do not rule by fear, she said. They rule by understanding consequences. That word echoed. Consequences. The queen turned to the human. Speak, she said. The human stepped forward. He did not shout. He did not threaten. We do not seek control, he said simply. We seek balance. War destroys futures. Peace builds them. Some leaders listened. Others doubted. The human continued. Humans survived because we learned to cooperate, not because we were strongest. The queen raised her hand. From this day, she announced, Humans will stand as recognized partners of the Zarelian Empire. The hall erupted. Some protested loudly. Others remained silent in thought. The queen did not wait for approval. "It is decided," she said later, alone. On a balcony overlooking the stars, the queen stood with the human. "You changed everything," she said. "No," he replied. "You allowed it." She studied him one last time. "You could return home as a legend," she said, "or stay." The human looked at the distant stars. "My people will need time," he said. "Time to grow into what the galaxy now sees." The queen nodded. "Then humanity will not walk alone." The human left the throne world quietly. No parades. No statues. That was how humans preferred it. Back on Earth, the news spread slowly, not of war, of recognition. For the first time, humans were not guests in the galaxy, they were partners. Years later, children would ask why the galaxy changed. Historians would argue. Some would say it was power, others would say it was luck. But the truth was simpler. Humans stood beside a queen, and the galaxy learned that day humanity did not need to.